Hey everybody, Jason Bermas here, and this is a fun little one we're going to put out there. You know I like to party. I'm a party boy. We got Heather Dabbas with us. And Heather Dabbas, for those that don't know, she's in my office. She's not into cameras or the American flag or anything, especially like that. But she's got this party going on. It's coming up this weekend over at the Rust Belt. If you are in the area or know somebody that is in the Quad Cities, it is the Tree09 Fest. And that's like a play on something. I'm newbie here. I've only been in the Quad Cities a few years. So, Heather, tell us about it.
Tree09 Cannabis and Music Festival. It's a 2-day music festival, 16 bands on 2 different stages. We have over 35 vendors from the industry, food trucks, live glass blowing. Tree09 is actually a play on the area code 309.
Hey, well, what is the 309?
That is Illinois area code.
Oh, that's right.
309. It's a 0 when you look at the website, Tree09.
So for like an Iowa guy like me, were you just too good for Iowa? Are there no good venues here? Or I guess it's because of the legality of everything, right?
Yes, legalization. Illinois was the 11th state to legalize recreational marijuana, and that is why we are over there.
So that's like the whole thing, and that's really where I know you from, and you can look right down there, yabbadabbas.com. I met you probably a few years ago when you were sponsoring Caged Aggression, right? Like, you know I'm a big MMA buff by now. I am extremely lucky. I get to, parade around the arena, front row, run my mouth, and get paid for it. But you're like front and center. Yabba Dabbas is always in the middle, on the turnbuckles. And quite frankly, even at this venue, you actually sponsor an ultra cool smoke room. So tell us all about it. You're like a staple in the Quad Cities in both Illinois and Iowa.
Yes, I sponsor the Yabba Dabbas Smoking Courtyard at the Rust Belt, and so that's for use during concerts that don't have re-entry or even ones that do.
So what does that mean, like re-entry? So listen, again, you've been really good to me, and we were able to go to Dropkick Murphys, maybe not your thing, but certainly mine. Packed out house. You've got like the VIP area, the whole shebango going. I'm up in the upper area getting to look down on everybody in this locked, coated room that I can come down and get a beer very easily. It's an ultra cool venue, especially for a guy like me that comes from upstate New York. And even at like the smaller venues that are like maybe 1,500, 2,000, they're not like 2,000, 3,000 like this one. Beers now, you're talking $6 to $10. I mean, $6 for probably like a Busch Light gross. Everything there is pretty damn reasonable. And then on top of it, even though they just legalized it in New York, there's a place where you can go and smoke no matter what. Show's going, you can be smoking. It's ultra cool. I've utilized it several times, folks. So how did that relationship begin?
Larry Anderson and I became friends, and I started sponsoring the Winter Concert Series there, which is a free concert series that happens in the winter. It's kind of self-explanatory. I guess I didn't need to say that line. It's local bands that play. This year they had Quad City Rock Academy, young kids do the opening, and with that came along the opportunity to put some signs up. You'll see my slides at the Rust Belt also if you're at a concert.
So tell us about this, because this is like a 2-day concert. It's not just, people getting together and smoking out in the thing, and like you said, vendors, etc. You've actually got some pretty awesome acts. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to go on Friday night. I've got a pesky little live TV show / radio show, plus the Jimmy Dore thing is going on that I know. I apologize. I see the look on Heather's face. She can't tell that I'm looking at her and she's mad at me, but I'm going to be there all Saturday, and that's the cool thing. I think this starts 5:30 p.m. Doors open on Friday, but then it's as early as 12:30 or 2 p.m. 2:30 p.m. on Saturday. So tell us the entire lineup and what I'm missing on Friday, because I'm a goober.
Well, I wish you'd have prepared me for that, because there's 16 bands and I am not going to be able to do them all in the proper order. We have Chromeo, Girl Talk, Waka Flocka Flame, Pimps of Joy Time, Sir Woman, Chris Lager Band. I should have started counting on my fingers too. The Dawn, Juan Two Trees, Rude Punch, Chris Lager Band, Ryan Jeters at Large.
Am I stumping you?
Yeah, there are 16 bands, and even though I booked them all, I have so many other things on my mind right now, getting everything to go
Well,
off
it is a
without
good
a
thing
hitch.
that I have it in front of me, and I can simply read it to everybody. Girl Talk, Chromeo, DJ Set, that's Chromeo, I imagine. Waka Flocka Flame, Tropodelic, John Wayne, and The Pain, Pimps of Joytown, Sir Woman, Chris Lager Band, Ryan Jetter's Mind at Large, The Dawn, Rude Punch, The Wantu Trees, The Trip Brothers, DJ Buddha, The Crew, and Flabbercaster. I think that's his, or maybe Flabbergaster.
Flabbergasted.
Yeah, sorry, I can't read with that font. I apologize, everybody. So that is quite the lineup. You get some bang for your buck. I think like the 2-day pass rides what? How much? Like $100 somewhere
The
around
2-day
there?
pass general admission is $100. The VIP is going to be $120, and the only difference between the two is the access to the party pit both nights.
So let's hear about this access. What are we getting for these extra 20 beans?
So Party Pit is going to be the closest spot to the stage each night. You only can go in there if you have the VIP pass. There is a dedicated bar that you have access to as well.
So what's at the bar? Yeah, let's hear that. That's what people really want to know. What am I getting boozed up with over here? Now, generally, I got to tell you, I do like the prices. I don't like the selection of the beers. I can't even get a Blue Moon over there. Maybe you got some pull. You need to talk to somebody. Let's get it going.
We do have a festival beer. The Trio 9 festival beer made locally by Bent River is a citrus tangerine. So it's going to be called citrus, or not a citrus tangerine, a tangerine wheat. And that's called Citrus Serenade. So that should be available throughout the festival. It's already there. I believe they have the Yabba Dabba's Sour Cherry Limeade. Should be there, as well as Delta 8 seltzers. Daiquiri Factory has their daiquiris there. Water, soda, anything you want.
Water. I mean, that's going to be a good thing. And an all-day festival in the dead of heat. You know, I was on with somebody in Florida, and they were talking about how hot it was, and they were like, oh, it must be really cool down here. I'm like, no, it's like 9,700 every single day and really thick. So what is the weather like? What's the prediction for the weekend?
You know, I've not really paid a lot of attention to it because it changes all the time around here. I do know that last week it looked great for both days, and I know that currently it does show some rain on Friday. This is a rain or shine event. So I spoke with Rex Road Productions, who's building our outdoor stage tonight, about a solution for Friday evening. That way all the bands do get to play just in case it rains, but we won't make that decision until we get a little bit closer.
Well, I mean, there is obviously more than enough room indoors for all this. We are looking at, like, we want thousands of people to show up, no?
Absolutely.
Let's go. I mean, come on. Waka Flocka Flame, Girl Talk, Chromeo, that should draw thousands on its own. You want to make this an annual thing. You literally, like, sponsor everything in the Quad Cities, and I can't go 15 minutes in any direction on either side of the bridge without seeing a Yabba Dabba's somewhere. How many locations do you have? And honestly, how do you keep up with all these businesses and projects?
I have 3 locations right now, and I take one thing at a time. I deal with what needs to be dealt with, and I have a great team behind me in both Yabba Dabba's and both the building of the festival. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be able to keep up on everything.
So the other night we were talking, and I remember this one little line you were talking about. You're like, who would have known I'd be living my dream at this point in my life? I'm riding around in sports cars. I run a bunch of head shops. I'm doing my own festival and concert. It's like teenage me's dream has come true. Now, I'm a big believer in the law of attraction. I'm a big believer that you just can't have some wacky board or something and hope everything happens. But you got to work towards it. You've obviously worked very, very hard towards this and are living that dream. So kind of tell us about that progression. Like, what were those moments of achievement that you're like, damn, I am living the dream? And how can people help continue that dream with this festival?
Honestly, I think it's a slow realization over time. I have worked hard. I was a single mom. I put myself through college. I lived in a real crappy apartment in a real bad area of town. I just kept going because that's what you do in life. And here I am, and it's great. I kind of lost where we were going.
You know what?
I also smoked before I came in, Jason. Not only did it smell like it
sharp
in here,
as a tack,
but,
Davis, so I don't want to hear the excuses.
Yeah.
You know, that's my game plan all the time. I will say this. I'm going to be there. That should be enough for the audience to want to come out again. I can't make it Friday night. Definitely going to be there all Saturday. Looking forward to it. I hope that anybody that knows me is in the area, knows people in the area, also comes out. We're going to be posting this across social media. I expect Heather to do the same. Heather, what's the sales pitch? What's the final thing you'd like to leave the audience with? If they don't come, you're going to show up to their door and smack them in the face. What's the deal?
No, I've been saying it a lot lately. I feel like I kind of run my business philosophy as if you build it, they will come. I built a really good festival, so please come.
Tree09 Fest. If you want to see all the details, you can go to yabadabas.com. You see it right there. yabadabas.com. Tickets, info, whole site. Again, I guess I'm going to see you guys there. I love you. This one definitely wasn't about left or right, and it is about right and wrong, getting that party on. We will see you on the flip side.